It's been a while since I sat in front of a camera like this, and typically when I do it, would I introduce myself? There'd be someone introducing me.
Excuse you.
so, so in this instance, that isn't the case. I would ask you to do that, Naledi, but I won't. But the important thing is that we're here in front of the camera now, and really what we want to do is introduce ourselves to those people who don't know us as individuals, but also introduce ourselves as Motion Studios. I'm Mawande Kheswa, better known as Mawande Kheswa of Mawande Kheswa Imaging, and I am an entrepreneur, award-winning entrepreneur at that, a photographer, an award-winning filmmaker, and a highly favored individual by Unkulunkulu, who I believe in. Yeah,
Hmm.
so now I'll
How
hand
do
it
I
over.
top that now?
Ah, that's easy. You know you can
Well,
do
at
it.
least I can also say I'm award winning. So, my name is Naledi Zondi of Naledi Art, award winning
Uh-huh.
Naledi Arts.
Tata win.
Yeah, I'm an artist, a visual artist, and I am a businesswoman, I guess, because I do a lot of things in business.
True.
So, yeah, so I think that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about I think ourselves is that we do a lot and we've done a lot. And in that you are in a space where you have quite a lot of experience in a number of things.
Mm.
If there's something that you do quite well, is to explore. If you see something that you like, you're taken by it,
Yeah.
you dive straight into it, you enjoy it. And so, in our space, that kind of helps in the creative process.
Yeah.
Exposure is pretty much key in everything.
No, definitely. But I think the thing about us is that if we see something that we want to do, we don't really wait for other people to do it.
Yeah,
If you have a problem with something, then fix it. If you feel like there's a gap, then fill it.
yeah.
If you feel like there's something that you're not getting, then do it. Create it if it's not there. So I think that's what we did. We felt like there was a gap that other people might not notice, and we thought, why don't this is
Mm,
our task? Why don't we fill it the way that we see fit? So I think for us, it wasn't us coming in to say, Uti, oh, we want to compete, we want to create a new product. We just as creatives, we felt like there was a gap for the things that we wanted or the level of creativity that we wanted to attain, and we were like, let's just do it.
I was about to ask you what was or is that gap, but you've dived into it.
Yeah.
Look, I think we can both agree that as far as Motion Studios is concerned, the space that we're in, baby, it's something that we envisioned years ago. Like,
Hmm.
how many years ago?
I think it was 2021 because it was before I moved to Pretoria. So yeah, it was 2021
Yeah.
because I was doing my exhibition around then. So it could have been end of 2020 towards 2021 because I know I did my exhibition and that's where we like hung out more
Mm.
at, I think, Daily Dosage.
COVID, yeah,
It's 2020.
it was before COVID.
It was before COVID,
Yeah,
ne?
way before
Yeah,
COVID.
facts.
Yeah.
That is true because we were going to like a lot of exhibitions and a lot of events.
What I know is I was still in my 20s.
It was a long time ago.
so
It was a
so
long time before
it, it
2020,
it it
yeah.
it was a long time ago, and I think what I find very interesting about it is number one, it was the vision at that point.
Yeah.
It was a vision that lasted for quite some time without any like obvious interaction towards that vision
Yeah.
amongst ourselves. It was like
Yeah.
I was in my space doing what I needed to do to find myself here today.
Mm,
You were in your space doing what you needed to do, but it
100%.
wasn't coordinated where I'm like, listen, so remember that thing, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that points to number one, the power of having a vision and a goal and a dream and working towards it. But most importantly, the power of unkulunkulu,
Yeah.
in that when you are not working actively, like you're conscious, Uguti, I'm doing this for this.
Yeah.
He's doing that for
For
that.
that. Facts.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that I find that quite interesting. And there was a WhatsApp message that you shared with me where you had written down,
Yeah.
uh,
My vision board.
yeah, that till today, that I'm like, okay, damn, wow,
Yeah. And I was being so delusional, hey?
yeah,
Like, I was being so delulu. So when everything happened, it was kind of weird.
yeah,
It felt like an out of body experience because it was happening, but it was like, how?
yeah,
You know? Because everything happened so fast. It was like so
yeah,
natural. So it was very weird to see. Like, I know I sat down with my siblings and, like, even before the year started, when we wrote our vision boards, which we never do.
yeah,
And then now that the year has started, I think when the first quarter finished, we went back to that. We were like, okay, what have we done? And then I looked all the way to August, and it was things that I had thought I would have done towards
yeah.
the end of the year, and there it was.
Look
Like,
at you now. um, I think it's a beautiful story that a lot of people can find inspiration in. Maybe
yeah,
some can. It can be something that they can relate to, but
yeah,
it also touches on a number of things. Uguti, if you have a vision, stick to the vision,
yeah,
work towards the vision, pray towards the vision,
yeah,
spiritually work on that vision coming to fruition. It
yeah,
doesn't mean ukuthi ungalali ungaphumuli, but
yeah,
work ngemuva towards that vision so that when the opportunity arises, it finds you so ready.
yeah.
You
That
know,
is true.
we're in a space where to furnish the space, to put equipment in the space, a lot of things, we didn't necessarily have to start from scratch because the vision was there and
Yeah,
there were things that before we had the space, we were busy collecting.
yeah. Over
Some
the
of them were
years,
never used
yeah.
until we got into the
And we didn't
space.
even know when we're gonna use it. You just buy it thinking, like, why do I have a camera?
Yeah,
Like that's a question, like a
yeah,
professional camera. Like why do I have equipment? Like
yeah,
So it's things where you the seed has been planted and you just nurture it, not knowing where the plant is going to be placed once it's grown. So you just do it, trusting God. It was okay, dude. Like I'm just gonna follow what you have to say, but I don't know for what, kind
yeah,
of thing. But I think we've said all of this, ne? But like there's basics that some people don't even know. Like they don't even know what's Motion Studios. Like they're hearing it, so they're like, "What on earth? What on earth is that?" Because I feel like we've been so focused on opening the studio, working, we haven't really put ourselves out there and
yeah.
marketed. It's okay, Nancy Studio, Durban, come through. Like we've just been perfecting the studio and not really presenting it as a product to people. So I think a lot of people don't know what it is. Like, where we are, whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah. If I had to ask you, what is Motion Studios to you? If you had to tell someone now,
Yeah.
how would you put it to them?
Yeah. I think for me, when we were coming up with the idea, it was the reason why we had gone for the word motion is because it tells our story as well. Guti, we were moving towards an action and building towards it and not really knowing what would be the end product, but you're progressive. So for me, that's like what came to mind. I think we are in motion, we are creating, we're moving. So we're always in motion, always moving to create something, building it, brick by brick. So that's what it was for me. Would see Motion Studios is a space where we bring together different people and we don't just let them create, we support them, we create the environment for them to think further. Like if you're putting this light here, you know that you put the light, but now you come to Motion Studio and we're like, why? Why do you put it there? Why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do that? Did you know that if you do this, you get this? And then you're kind of growing and learning. So I feel like for us, it's a space where people can grow, can share information, they can push their limits, they don't have to do the same things that they know. They can explore new ideas. There's a space for you, like when you book us, you can use the psych, you can use the feature wall, you can use, different spaces here to kind of like explore different ideas. So I think for us, we're moving in motion towards greater things.
Um, so you mentioned a psych, you mentioned a feature wall.
Yeah.
I'll chip in, and the psych wall is a cyclorama, wide curved wall, 6 by 6 meters, 6 meters long, 6 meters high to the ceiling. It's wide enough to shoot families, pretty much most things. If we could, I'd say you could even fit a car in there,
You can.
even two,
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, well,
okay, two is pushing it, but I think no, you can.
yeah,
It's like a garage.
but
Definitely.
a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The fact that we've had like a family of 16 already, it goes to show.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's the cyclorama, and then the feature wall is whew,
My baby.
an amazing wall,
Yes.
um, hand painted.
Hand
Can't find the paint in the store.
painted, like hand,
You can't.
blood, sweat, tears, and laughter
Yeah.
went into that wall. We literally laughed at each other while we did it. But yeah.
Uh, it's an amazing wall. I
Yeah.
believe, as far as Durban is concerned, it's very likely we're the first studio to have such a feature wall. The
Yeah.
feature wall in itself gives you two sets, basically. We've got a curved wall there, and then we've got the feature wall, which has these elegant, beautiful spaces that you can put items that mean something to you if you're having a shoot and using it.
Yeah.
It's decorative, it's beautiful, it's elegant, it's timeless. You take pictures today, probably in 30 years' time, because it's not necessarily following a trend that will be outdated, the way that it's painted and built and designed, it'll still be relevant. Your pictures will still look amazing. So that's what the feature wall is. You'll get
Yeah.
to see what exactly it can provide for you and do for you.
Yeah.
For me, whenever I used studios, I'd find myself in a space where I wanted more. I wanted more in the sense of I need props. I need to do set design, but I couldn't because even if I were to hire those things, to get to the studio, the time to set them up, the time to dismantle,
Even the
especially,
thoughts, like
yeah,
you have to think about
about
what it's gonna look
everything.
like. Yeah.
As a person who works alone, that's a lot of work.
Mm.
Financially, it may not necessarily make sense, but that's the kind of work that I wanted to produce. And so when we put together the studio, it was to allow for other photographers or creatives in the same thought of mind to not need to lug all of that equipment, all of those props, all of that gear. They come in here,
Yeah.
they have access to those items. If they want a certain type of set designed,
Yeah.
speak to us. We work around the numbers. We
Yeah.
put it together for you. Creatively, I want to do something that is bold, striking, that people may not be used to seeing. The space allows for that.
Yeah.
We want to make a set with draping, flowers, the works.
Yeah.
It's there. So that was one of the critical things. And for me, if I had to explain, I'd put it in that way, that it's a space where whatever you envision, it's possible. It
Yeah.
can be that. Budget allowing.
Yes, please.
Very important.
Yeah, but I think that's the benefits of having a creative in the space. Like as a visual artist, that's things that I specialize in. So if you have an idea, I can, create the mood board and get the source the items that you want. So you get the full vision that you had in your head come to life because that's what I do. Even if you want like a custom painted backdrop, that's something that you can't get anywhere. You can't just walk into a studio and find a professional artist to paint your backdrop. And that's something that you get here at Motion Studios.
Ngamafupi, please support the studio. Rent is due. Please. And yeah, embrace the space, enjoy the space,
Yeah.
make content in the space, make the space your space. This is for creatives by creatives. And when we say for creatives, it doesn't mean that you need to be doing anything artistic. If you envision something and you take the necessary steps to make it come to life or come to
Yeah.
be, you are creating.
Yeah.
And therefore, we define you
As a
as a creative.
creative.
Thank you very much for watching, wherever this is going to end up.
Yeah. Because that's how we are, hey? We just do. And God makes a way. So if it finds you, just know that this is God speaking to you.
If anyone from that brand is watching, that's all about just doing it.
Just
Yeah,
do it.
shout out. See you guys. Thank you very much.